Hello everyone, welcome to our Hastily Kayfabed podcast for October 5th, 2016.
And we do mean hastily.
Yeah, really.
Because this episode really was thrown together at the last minute. Our friend Reed won't be joining us this week because, well, he has much more important obligations. Only fooling you, but have fun. So,
Good luck on your hot date.
He's gonna see boobs.
you know somewhere he's going to listen to this episode, right?
I know.
And
What's wrong with looking at boobs? He's gonna be pissed that we said he's gonna see boobs. I'd be happy if someone told me I was gonna see boobs. I'd be like, where are they?
Good point.
Just remember, Reed, before you decker, wrap your pecker.
Don't be silly. Put a hat on that, Willie.
Starting with the news, we'll go from...
This has so much to do with professional wrestling.
Well, some professional wrestlers would have done anyway.
anyway,
Yes.
speaking of wrapping that pecker, I'm not sure if that's on the news. Is that on, is that on the news too?
No, but
Might as well be since I just mentioned it.
That is actually
this is going to be the weirdest segue in the world because
Yes,
this is
it
something
is.
they are actually attempting to do. Daniel Bryan, Brian Danielson, and Brie Bella are expecting a child next year.
That's nothing. I hear the kid's already a better worker than Randy Orton. Good night, everybody.
Well, Brie was the more talented of the Bella twins, and then of course you had Brian Danielson. So yeah.
Poor sucker.
Oh, boy.
Well, I'm done for the night, you guys.
we have fun here. That's what we do. Go
I'm like,
for the match people wanted to see, but probably really shouldn't. Goldberg return is a quote done deal, and will have his long-awaited rematch with Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series.
The guy just had double knee surgery 2 months ago. How the hell is this match supposed to happen?
which guy?
I have no idea.
I assume Goldberg.
Goldberg just had double knee surgery a little while ago.
I know Goldberg wanted to come back, but at least push the match to Royal Rumble or WrestleMania if you want to erase the nightmare that was
Don't
the
you
WrestleMania
remember what
20
happened
match.
12 years ago at WrestleMania?
I know.
I was there.
Well,
I
yeah, and we all know who the winner of that match was, right?
Steve
Absolutely
Austin.
nobody.
No, there was a winner.
Yeah,
We're
I
Not
know.
the fans, I can tell you that.
I know.
The winner of Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg was Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I said Steve
Yeah.
Austin. But the big news, of course, this pretty much combines together. Now, last week we reported that TNA needed $600,000 to fund Bound for Glory. Well, at the midnight hour, I guess they found an angel investor somewhere that none of us know, because they managed to get that $600,000. So we will have a Bound for Glory review on tonight's show. But it...
Yeah, that investor, apparently he overpaid for the library by $999.
That's why I called
We'll
it
go
an...
into that later.
That's why I called it an angel investor, because apparently he didn't get the... Because apparently he knows he's not getting that money back. And hey, if that angel investor is listening to this podcast, send me some money. I'd like to put this on Google Play now.
There you go.
But of course, the big news relating to that is that supposedly WWE is going to buy the video library of TNA, while Billy Corgan is going to, I assume, buy the TNA contracts and rebrand it into a new company.
So we're actually going to erase the stink of Voldemort.
Pretty much.
Basically, yeah. So WWE will buy the TNA library, and Billy Corgan, I guess the ways word, will buy up the contracts.
We'll buy the actual company. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Dixie's getting a big payday from both freaking sources.
Yep. I pray she is not involved in it ever again.
No, it's pretty much confirmed. Dixie's going to be filed out of the company, which I would say she's getting a big payday, but let's all admit it's her creditors that are getting the big payday.
Good
Oh,
point.
shit.
Because TNA owes a lot of money.
They owe more money than what the company's worth.
Yep.
Let that sink in for a minute.
The good news is Vince can finally make that disc matches I'm disappointed in Ric Flair for.
Oh,
And hey, RD could finally start writing the book The Death of TNA, since this will technically be the end of TNA.
Brother,
I want to. I'm sorry. I want to see the rise and fall of TNA. Oh, there was no rise to begin with. Go on.
Oh no.
They had a pretty good year in 2004, or it's 2006.
I say the Asylum years.
Never one that had Joe and Angle.
Yeah, but
when they first brought Angle in, they were on fire.
yeah, they were.
Like, this isn't the boat murder of professional wrestling, where it's just a straight fall into hell. For anyone who gets that reference, you get 3 points.
It's not like the USFL, if you guys know anything about that story.
Or the XFL.
Well, with the USFL, when they got bought out, all the owners got a check for 51 cents.
Oh God!
Dirty about it. That you guys have to look it up. It's freaking hilarious.
And there's our sports history lesson for the day.
There you go.
But in my opinion, this is probably the best case scenario for all parties involved. The WWE gets the TNA library, so they finally get all the video footage they probably would have got if they brought the company wholesale anyway.
Victory Road to 2009.
Woo! How about 2011?
That will be other. And how long before that's on the network?
Give it a couple of months. They need more footage to add to the Sting anthology.
Good point.
This is bullshit. Yeah, I know.
I agree.
During the TNA years.
Oh my
God. Billy Corgan, the wrestlers will still have jobs, though, at least assuming Billy Corgan buys everybody's contract, and hopefully the company will get a new start that isn't started off by Vince Russo's lovely naming convention.
And the real good thing is people will now get to see a lot of these guys that are in TNA now. They'll get to see, or not in TNA, NXT.
Where they got starts.
Where they got their big first big TV push through TNA, because you'll see the Team Canada with pretty much everybody, but especially Bobby Roode. You'll see
the early years of Bobby Roode, AJ Styles,
early years of America's Most Wanted.
Yeah.
Why in the hell Jeff Hardy decided to go on his binge of whatever the fuck he was on.
You get to see Dixie Carter holding Hulk Hogan's leg as he walks out of the company.
Yeah.
Almost begging him not to go, but he leaves anyway.
Yep.
Oh,
like a little kid.
As I was saying,
why Bischoff suing him?
I guess this is a good time to roll through all. If anyone else want to add something about, I guess if this deal goes through, the official death of TNA.
Well, the one thing I would say about it, Corgan's been saying for a while that once he got into a position of power, he wanted to rebrand the entire company anyway.
So he finally got his wish a bit, because Dixie, I guess, isn't as good as a businesswoman as her pappy Bobby.
Well, we all knew that. I mean, shit.
Anyway,
let's move on to Raw, because I did have a couple of complaints about it, even though I haven't watched it.
All right, go ahead.
What do you mean, go ahead? Aren't you the guys that watched it?
Yeah, because I didn't watch it. John,
anybody watch?
Who watched Raw?
I have a small list, but
all right, go ahead.
If you have something,
I watched the Sasha Banks match. That's all that mattered.
I think that's the only because that match was on YouTube, and that's the only match I managed to catch too.
Well, and that was the thing. I guess this is going to be a real quick Raw review, because I know that there was some stuff on there that was all right.
I'll go through the notes here. Roman Reigns will defend against Rusev in Hell in a Cell rematch for the United States Championship.
Anywho,
Brian Kendrick wins a non-title match against.
That was originally announced to be a title match, and I had a mini heart attack for nothing.
So it was originally announced to be a title match, and they changed their mind, or did someone fuck up in the backstage?
He announced as a title match, and when Kendrick went for the captain's hook again, yeah, I'm pissed that they call it that, but whatever. It's already stuck in my head. But when
Bully Joe.
I was like, he got this. Holy shit, Kendrick got this. And when he tapped, you can ask John. I had like a tiny fucking stroke, and it was like, hey, It's for the belt. Fuck you.
Like WWE, knowing how to break fans' hearts since 2000 forever. Anyways,
I was going to say since 1984 at least.
At least.
And now,
even further back than that, the 50s. Remember when they broke the hearts of the NWA?
Anywho, that's what that's the time frame I was trying to refer to. But go ahead.
And definitely Lou Thez. Anyway,
Seth cuts a face promo. What do you expect? He's essentially a tweener on the face side at this point. And we have another Braun Strowman squash match. And 1:42, Braun murderizes his opponent. But this time, at least his opponent had a chance to talk before Braun walked into the ring, squashed him, cut a very short interview, then walked off.
Well, actually, remember that one guy who worked Braun cut that wonderful promo before the match of how he loved working big, sweaty men. Or you don't want to remember that.
I'm trying not to remember that. But Braun demanded Foley bring him out a worthy challenger next week or else.
He'll be squashing Neville on Raw this week.
Oh, great.
Also, that's will be his next victim. Okay.
There you go. It'll be Neville or Sin Cara.
Which one?
Probably both.
At the same time. They said, we can't find one worthy competitor, so we found two. Good luck. And later on, Jericho will challenge the New Day for the WWE Tag Team Champions of the World.
That was actually a really cool segment, the whole back and forth with them in the New Day.
Yeah, really. Even when
the New before the club feud, so.
Even found out that the New Day still could tell jokes.
They are still the Ginyu Force of the WWE, but I think when they're paired up with the right people, particularly people that can talk like Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho, it just makes things shine.
Yeah, well, hell, it's magic. It's Chris Jericho.
Well, yeah. Even Jericho's scarf makes things even better.
Exactly.
Yeah, Chris Jericho. Yep.
The Facebook page, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool. But yeah, you have Jericho who could talk shit. You have Kevin Owens who could talk shit. You have Xavier Woods who no one knew until he really came to WWE who could talk shit.
I know Will loves Xavier Woods. I want to find out what the deal is with that.
Oh gosh.
Anyway,
we
go on.
We have to. I want to know what the deal is with that.
Off the show.
Okay. Anyway, Cesaro and Sheamus beat up another pair of jobbers on their path to tag team title supremacy.
The name of that match was No One versus Care.
And now for the slap in the face moment of the night, the Golden Truth takes on the Club. Really? Have they fallen that far, fellas?
Well, they probably needed to do something for R-Truth's 44th birthday.
Yeah, but
which apparently he turned 50 on his 44th birthday.
Oh yeah, I remember that video where they had Reigns ribbing him and all that stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
But remember though, they showed that highlight video because it was like, hey, even though these guys have lost to the tag team champions for the past 3 months, they're still important.
When do the Club go to SmackDown? And I don't know. We can send the Hype Brothers up to Raw, the Vault Villains. There needs to be at least a switch between two of these teams. But we'll get there. But we'll get to SmackDown later.
Yes, but then you actually risk the record of demolition being broken. So because
we can't.
We still have 2 more months left, fellas. Anyway, Kalisto and High to ruin Wall. What's this about?
That Ashton Kutcher and whatever the fuck his name is.
The
more celebrity guest hosts. That crap.
Anyway, the New Day defend and successfully defeat Jericho with a little blind assistance from Seth Rollins. Well,
and I guess apparently Kevin Owens actually walked out of the match near the end or something like that, or
no, Kevin Owens stayed to the end. There's Jericho that was pinned. Then Rollins rolled.
Jericho get beat up.
Pretty much
He basically.
Go ahead, Lou.
Yeah. No, he basically, after the match was over, he left Jericho there to take the whooping from the faces.
Mm.
Pretty much.
I'm looking forward to the KO Jericho match that's coming from this.
Oh, that'll be great.
Because you know it's coming. It has to.
Of course.
Tony Nese defeats Rich Swann.
That was a very solid match.
Well, the best match of the night.
It's for the reminder.
And of course, what we were all saying earlier, Sasha Banks forces Charlotte to tap out to regain the Raw's Women's Championship.
At which point I ask, so we had a triple threat match at Clash of Champions for what reason now?
To bump up Bayley to the main roster, I guess.
No, it wasn't, because if she was to bump to the main roster, they wouldn't have needed her in that match. They would have needed her somewhere else. They would have put her somewhere else. But
can I use buzzwords against you, good sir?
Go right ahead.
Never trust Tree.
Never try.
Yeah.
Exactly. I use that. In fact, I used those exact words on the forum that I asked that very same question to. Why in the world did we have that match at Clash of Champions again? Never trust creative. Ever trust creative.
Smackdown. We officially make it so that Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton will face each other at No Mercy.
And apparently,
But I guess they're having teleportation matches right now.
Oh, let's not jump ahead. Go ahead, Lou.
But remember, apparently Hell is now located in Knoxville, Tennessee, according to Kane's little bio before the match.
Oh. Oh, so I'm not the only one who caught that.
No, you weren't.
Okay, we actually start this show officially with a match, which is actually kind of cool instead of a 20-minute long promo, between Bray Wyatt and the evil man from Knoxville, Tennessee, the Demon Kane. Kane wins.
Wig.
Huh?
With his beautiful wig under his mask.
Of course. Kane wins by countout when Randy tries his best at playing mind games. It's like a high school football team trying to stop Lawrence Taylor in his prime. It doesn't look pretty at all. Anyway.
It's like the Joe Theismann thing, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, Bray Wyatt goes chasing after Kane backstage and apparently gets locked into a trailer. Anyway, we have a one-on-one match between Alexa Bliss and Brie Bella. Breaks down into a tag team match in which Bliss and Carmella defeat Bella and Lynch.
Made me long for Teddy Long.
Holla holla. Bray Wyatt continues to stalk Randy Orton, just missing a chainsaw and an evil mask.
Oh, God.
But it ends with Randy Orton locking Bray Wyatt in a trailer, which I swore was just going to drive off into no man's land. But apparently Bray stayed in that trailer practically almost the entire show. We'll get to that in a minute.
So, in other words, it drove to Knoxville, Tennessee.
Nope, Bray. I thought that's where they're going to head to be honest. Anyway, the Vault Villains show up and they're getting ready to face the Hype Brothers. Vault Villains get a new theme. Sorry. A little thirsty. The Hype Brothers defeat the Vault Villains. Yay.
Which sucks, because the Vaudevillains are actually a very good team.
Which they are.
I think the gimmick kind of works against them a little bit, but at the same time, against the Hype Bros.
Yeah, they lost.
Hype Bros, the Zack Ryder and his coked out teammate Mojo Rawley. I mean, it's just the second coming of coked out Jim Duggan. I mean, shit.
You kind of feel sorry for at least 3 of these men in the match because the Vault Villains.
Them as a team.
The Vault Villains could do so much more as a team. I just don't know why I'm pushing them. And remember, earlier this year, Zack Ryder was the Intercontinental Champion.
Oh, I thought you said I thought you were going to feel sorry for the Vaudevillains and the referee. I mean, shit.
Anyway, during this match, for some odd reason, the Ascension are watching. Like, was it the Assembly of Jobber Tag Teams this week?
Well,
Jobber teams, assemble!
Well, yeah, great. So we're going to have the Vaudevillains on one side, led by Teddy Long, eventually, or something like that, and then, or no, have Harvey Whippleman come out with them, and then you're going to have the Ascension come. Oh gosh, who was the Ascension going to come out with? I was going to say Paul Ellering, but he's too busy with 3-minute warning part 2.
I don't know. Can we resurrect Mr. Fuji or Paul Bearer?
No,
Cornette's not doing anything.
Yeah, because he'd really want to do something with those guys. Anyway,
we have the success. Anyway, we have the special Miz TV segment, "The Success of a Failure," where he goes over the career of Dolph Ziggler.
I heard this was really well done.
Yeah, it was actually pretty good segment.
It was actually pretty good. They actually went all the way back to being the caddy of being the days of Curran White's caddy.
Well, hey, you know what they say, with Cornette and Nightmare Danny Davis taught Dolph Ziggler how to wrestle. John Laurinaitis taught him how to golf and cheerlead.
There you go.
And speaking of cheerleading, awesome segue. Guess who comes back to celebrate this lovely documentary?
Kenny Douchebag Dome.
Kenny and Mikey of the Spirit Squad. God, they look weird nowadays.
I heard one of them looked really good, but I guess neither of them really got over with the audience because they were kind of part of that weird part of WWE that nobody wants to remember.
Mikey looked like they shaved George the Animal Steel.
Remember the pop that the Headbangers got when they came back during the tag team tournament? The complete opposite. The complete opposite, because at least people knew what the Headbangers were, or at least wanted to. Go ahead.
A pop from the turd hitting the water.
Anyway, they even tossed out the old OVW joke that Triple H and Shawn Michaels used during when they shipped the Spirit Squad, quote, out of Raw. It ended with the Spirit Squad attempting to attack their former squad member, only for Dolph to drop them both on their heads.
Well, don't forget, they actually had the two guys actually do their finish.
Oh, yeah.
Poor Mike, like he was about to have a stroke.
Well, remember, their finish involved 5 guys. There was only these 2.
Yeah.
Mikey looked like he was about to go have a coronary.
You think Kenny's in the back right now begging for his job back?
Hey, was really repackage him, maybe.
What was really cool for YouTube, they actually shot a video of Mikey and fucking, Kenny Doane, that sorry sack of shit, sitting on top of a freaking, those roll carts that they use for production. And it was marked send back to OVW.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, boy. Anyway, officially, Nikki Bella versus Carmella will happen at No Mercy.
No one will care.
Because that's your bathroom break match, folks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Anyway, Jason Jordan defeats Jey Uso in one-on-one competition, about 2-3 minutes at least? But
yeah, the whole Usos have new music.
Yeah, they had new music for a couple of weeks now.
Well, I didn't care to notice.
But after that, they once again attacked the injured Jack Gable, but Rhino and Slayer roll in to make the save. There you go.
And Rhino and Slater, I think, are probably one of the better tag teams that they have right now, just because of the way they've been built.
Yeah, really. Mm-hmm. It's like it's a slow build of you see this team, you're not sure about them, and suddenly now you want them to win, and here you go. They're winning. They're doing their thing. And going back to, go ahead.
Let me real quick. You've got people buying a shirt that says, "I need this job. I've got kids." That'll tell you how fucking Slater is.
That's it took 3
Which
or
he
4
stole from
gimmicks for
Tracy
him to.
Smothers.
Well, yeah, but it took 3 or 4 times, 3 or 4 gimmicks for Heath Slater to really find his own, and I think he's really found it.
Hey, remember, Kane started off as Isaac Yankem and the Fake Diesel, so sometimes
Yes, but Unabomb was so much better.
And because him and Al Snow were amazing as a tag team.
Well, true.
Yes. Woo!
Anyway, now I thought I was watching wrestling. I didn't know I somehow start my game of Final Fantasy 14 because when Randy Orton opened the trailer, like magic, Bray teleported out. The trailer was empty.
Well,
GG, Randy Orton, GG.
Well,
So
you
apparently. So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, what you forgot is, but the segment before that, they actually showed Bray talking to someone.
Oh,
and
yes. Sister
Abigail,
yes.
He was like, "Oh, I'm so glad to see you. I haven't seen you in a long time."
Wait, Bray's hot sister was in the trailer?
We didn't see her because supposedly she was under the camera, but yeah, Sister Abigail arrived to take Bray out. And no, not his hot real-life sister.
They're saying it might be her, though.
Well, I thought she was doing her own thing on YouTube.
Remember, they have about like 2 or 3 different sisters. There's Bo's twin, and then there's the other one.
Oh, good point.
So apparently, Sister Abigail taught Bray teleport.
Exactly.
Yeah, really. Randy just couldn't hear the teleportation spell cast in time. Anyway, now the real announcement before we go on to the ending. Kurt Hawkins.
Finally!
Will debut on No Mercy.
To what? Being thrown into a trash dumpster? I mean, I
Well, we'll see. Because Kurt wasn't there. Kurt, and for people who don't know, was one of Zack Ryder's original tag team partners. They were even tag team champions together.
The Edgeheads, the Gate Crashers, the Majors.
Yeah, really. Now, while Zack Ryder went on to superstardom, I bit for a short time, Hawkins fell off the face of the planet, but thankfully he's back, so we'll see what he's finally getting ready to do at No Mercy. Now, interesting match was the following match, Jack Swagger versus Baron Corbin. Swagger officially wins with the Patriot Lock, but the referee mistook Corbin frantically reaching for ropes as a tap out.
This match was versus who?
Well, it's a former champion versus the winner of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
I'm a big fan of Swagger's too. I've liked Swagger since he first came in. But it's just the fact he's been so underwhelming. And when he finally hit gold with him and Uncle Zebekiah, when he finally hit gold with that gimmick with Zeb, he had to fuck it all up with that weed arrest.
Yeah.
And as for the Baron?
He either needs to make up his mind, grow his hair out, or shave it.
Yeah. And so the main...
Candle, to steal a quote from William Regal. He has the physique of a melting candle.
Anyway, technically that was our main event of the evening because the last segment of the evening was pretty much Cena and the confrontation between Cena and Ambrose and AJ Styles.
Segment was Cena wins.
No, Styles runs in, runs his mouth. Ambrose runs in, gets into Styles' face. Cena runs in, both Styles and Ambrose at separate times get into Cena's face. Cena starts fighting them off, hits Ambrose with the AAA, stands over the ring with the title. Styles runs in, hits Cena with the phenomenal forearm, stands in the middle of the ring with the title, And can you guess what happened when Styles rolled out of the ring? Here's a tip.
Absolutely nothing.
Strike one.
I didn't watch SmackDown. You can tell.
I know.
Me neither.
Anyway, if you haven't told from the pattern, Styles rolls out, Ambrose catches him in 3D, holds up the title, and then throws it on Styles walking out. Just to put up that big... I think one of these men could win the championship at No Mercy, which we'll discuss our picks at the end of the show. Now, we did technically have a pay-per-view. As we said, we didn't know Bound for Glory was going to even be a thing, so we never did a review for it. Well, it's a thing. So, Lou, John, take it away from here. Because unfortunately, I couldn't watch it.
Before we go into the notes, I will honestly say, we do toss in a lot of snide comments on a lot of the segments in here. It's a TNA show. They deserve it. But the show was a very solid show.
When it was so in other words, why in the hell didn't they do this for the past 2 years?
Considering the fact that everyone's like, "Oh my God, this show isn't even gonna happen," bound for bankruptcy, so on and so forth. When they cut the stupid shit out with 45 minutes of promos on a 2-minute match, then another 45 minutes of promos, the guys that were at work that show got in there and worked, except for Grado. That guy is god awful.
Not a big fan of Grado, huh?
No.
In other words, when they un-Russify the show, it's actually pretty decent.
Right.
The matches were solid. The whole show, even the Lashley match was watchable. And I haven't been able to say that since WWE. Well, good sir, you wrote the notes, so I'll let you go ahead and get started, and I'll stick in my little side stuff.
Okay. First of all, we had DJZ retaining the X Division Championship against Trevor Lee. That's another match of Ha versus Who. Speaking of that, Eli Drake wins the Who Is That Bound for Gold match for a future TNA World title shot.
Which will be interesting given the news of TNA.
Yep. We have Mr. Gail Kim from Food Network cutting a promo.
Mr. Botsmania, sir.
Yeah. Moose defeats Mike Bennett.
Really good match.
Here's an interesting
up to that, and the TV going into that match. That besides the Hardys match was the match I wanted to see the most, and it delivered.
Yeah, surprisingly. Here's another fun chant. Pay your light bill because the lights went out literally.
Wait, they actually they actually had that as a chant?
Yeah.
The lights went out for the Grand Championship match, and the marks were screaming out, "Pay your light bill."
So it was literally part of the match was literally a dark match.
Well,
Sam,
you know.
Those.
Yeah. Anyway, Aaron Rex was the former Damian Sandow, wins the TNA Grand Championship by defeating Eddie Edwards by a split decision.
For those of you who don't know, the TNA Grand Championship is contested similar to MMA rules. 3-minute rounds, and at the end, if there's no clear winner, they do scorecards.
The match was very solid, though. Eddie Edwards of a hand. I don't need to tell any of you that.
That's true.
They let Sandow do his thing. I will not call him Aaron, whatever the hell they call him. To me, he's Damian Sandow.
Well, yeah.
Okay. This is going to be a long one. Here's the Gail Kim induction that makes me think of the Great Mighty Pooh song from Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Now, if I'm reading these next few notes right,
Great Mighty Pooh.
Is Gail Kim now inducted into the TNA Hall of Fame?
Yes, the Hall of Shame.
Is a joke.
For doing what?
Exactly.
I was going to say, whoever the fuck she married, doing him? I don't know. I forget what his name was. He's a chef
Yeah.
who embellished his own thing and then got kicked off of Food Network.
It could be worse.
Wasn't he involved in a big scandal where he got?
He embellished his resume saying he cooked for the Queen, and people found out he didn't cook for the Queen, so they fired him.
Yay!
But as it turns out, he had more charisma than most of the people on Food Network, so they hired him back maybe 3 years later.
I was about to say at least he proved a better chef than Sandra Lee. Hello.
He too is probably a better worker than Randy Orton. But anyway,
hey, he managed to fake it right.
that's true.
Let's see here. Hide Bubba the Love Sponge. Here comes Awesome Kong.
I assume Kong's there to officially induct Gail Kim and not into the Hall of Pain.
Well, there was a couple of inductors, pretty much.
But
Yeah,
I'm still trying.
Boy showed up.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around Gail Kim Hall of Famer, where, as I said before, there are people that was with the company that deserve the Hall of Fame bigger than Gail Kim. And I'm not saying Gail Kim's a bad wrestler.
Yes, she is.
Okay,
I'm glad I wasn't the one who said that.
I
Jeez.
just got drowned out by the co-host. Anyway. But nothing she did was Hall of Fame worthy, even if you include her WWE career.
She's Hall of Fame worthy or TNA Hall of Shame worthy because she dumped herself in the middle of a battle royal in WWE and quit the company.
Yeah, there you go. That's the memorable thing that she did. Eliminate herself from the battle royal on Raw when the camera wasn't even on her.
Oh, that's nice.
That's brilliant.
Go ahead. Wait, how long is that segment for?
That fucking segment felt like it was 9 years long.
It
was the worst part of the show. Worse than going over.
Worse than who going over?
Yeah, I missed that.
I kind of spoiled the main event, but yeah, Lashley went over.
I'll let you two continue talking about this lovely Hall of Fame induction ceremony.
This video package is bullshit. Gail Kim hasn't done shit for women's wrestling. Where's Maria hit her with the belt and crashed this shit?
Pretty much what I said earlier. Gail Kim, despite her career, hasn't done anything worthy of Hall of Fame status. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, also carried her through matches for the first 6 months of the Knockouts division.
Who?
Awesome Kong carried her on her back for 6 months.
So that's why Kong's here to induct her. To remind her that you wouldn't have much of a career without me. And before anyone says, well, what about her WWE career? I have 2 words. Trish and Lita.
Mm-hmm.
Now you may continue.
Let's see. Gail Kim has the mic and says she's not known for her talking. Yeah, she's not known for working either.
She's known for doing things with her mouth, though. Anyway.
Hey, that's why she married a chef.
Yeah. Here's another one. Oh my God, shut the fuck up already. Seriously, we need that Academy Awards wrap-up music for this speech.
Or the Chappelle Wrap It Up box.
Yeah.
Just have Dixie Carter walk out. Oh wait, Dixie was out there already.
She was already out.
I guess watching the last remaining days of her company from the front row.
She was looking at the highlight package. Hey, people used to be at our shows.
Why do you think Bobby Roode smiled when he made his NXT debut?
Oh my God, there's people here.
And they're actually going to get a paycheck.
And they actually paid to be here. I have taught you guys well.
Don't worry, Bobby. I have paid for your shirt. It should be in the mail by Friday.
It's already in the mail, actually. Let's see here.
But now we have to. But now we already talked about the side main event. But now let's talk about the real main event.
Yes, it was.
The The Great War.
We start off.
We had Hero the musical in the beginning with their entrance, by the way.
Which made it weird when the K came out to a plain old entrance.
Well, you got to have something special. I mean, first of all, Rebby Sky can actually play piano. Holy shit!
Yeah, really.
Hopefully that wasn't dubbed over and she was just tapping keys. But
It was really Maxwell.
That's Brother Nero the musical.
Hey, I assume it was. Well, actually, yeah, Milli Vanilli could pull it off. But hey, it still brought the atmosphere of seeing the broken Matt Hardy and the nefarious Brother Nero appear.
It made it look like a main event.
Yeah.
It made it look like okay, this is the match everyone came to see, and that's what I paid $30 for to watch that.
I didn't want to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway because they do have most of the pay-per-view up. I just never got a chance to watch the whole thing. If you listen to the crowd reactions through some of the matches, and then listen to the crowd reaction solely for the Great War, it is night and effing day.
Exactly.
Like, you couldn't get any deader of a crowd throughout the entire pay-per-view until Rebby Sky started playing piano. And from that point on, people actually cared. Anyway, so we start... And so, like I said, the K came out with their regular Titantron. The trio... Like, the Hardy trio surrounded Decay, but they had a plan from the start. They all spit poisonous mist into Rebby Sky, eliminated her from the equation, and so the Great War began.
So they took a page out of the Great Muta.
I think
They did the Tajiri thing.
Yeah, all three of them probably went to the school of Muda before this match.
I was going to say. Which is really the school of Kabuki, but we won't get into that.
Didn't Ernest Miller used to go on and say that Muda was spitting onion soup at people, by the way?
I don't remember who said that.
That's
I didn't even remember that someone said that.
Actually,
Yeah, I think it was Ernest Miller.
Actually,
Yes, I actually watched CW during its last 6 months. Go ahead, John.
Go ahead, John, because I'll throw in my commentary along the way since I actually did watch this.
Yeah, about to say, apparently TNA can only afford one camera. They couldn't catch everything.
We're talking about a camera. Well, actually, no, they have to have two because they need one camera to follow Brother Nero and Crazy Steve, and another one to follow Brogan Matt and Abyss. But go ahead.
Oh, these aren't pre-tapes at all. No, sir.
Sorry.
All of a sudden, the fucking camera had a blur filter. But anyway, now Jeff Hardy's invisible?
Oh, yeah.
And apparently he's turned into Hambone.
Or, what is it, Stinkweed? Or, I read his name on Matt Hardy's official Twitter account. I just forgot it now. But yeah, something weed with 3 E's, because it has to have 3 E's, as one of Jeff Hardy's new personalities. Now, here's my question while I was watching this. You see a tub that says Lake of Reincarnation. You have seen what this water does to other wrestlers. Why would you throw this water on your opponent? It's like beating up a dragon, then giving him a full healing spell.
Yes, but maybe the whole point is probably to make him worse. I mean, after all, look what happened when Nero went in there. He came back as Diva Jeff Hardy with title belt.
Good point.
What they should have done is they should have taken that tub of water and thrown it on Pat Kenny so he could have lost 55 pounds and became Simon Diamond again.
And there you go.
I don't think that tub of water would have worked. You might have had to immerse him in the entire lake.
There wasn't enough water in the tub. Go ahead.
Yeah. There isn't enough water in the tub to push him back to Hollywood Nova.
Like I said, you had to carry him through the same semi that they eventually use in this match to put him in there, but I jumped in your head. Go ahead, John.
Okay, let's see what we got here. Watch out, keep hitting that truck, you won't get your deposit back.
Okay.
Oh, that one.
U-Haul truck.
Okay, I'll have to explain this. During the big fight between Matt Hardy and Abyss, Abyss has Matt Hardy on the ropes, wherein a fan out of nowhere comes out, jumps out of the truck, plant, let's just be honest. A fan comes out of nowhere and is ready to defend his broken leader. And Abyss kicks his ass and tries to, and him and Rosemary kidnap Matt, who apparently is has pyrokinesis powers now. I don't know. Go ahead, John.
All right.
Oh, are we talking real pyrokinesis powers or pyrokinesis powers like Hulk Hogan?
No, as in he's actually holding during the truck ride. He's holding 2 fireballs in his hands.
Yeah, so Matt Hardy can throw fireballs like Super Mario, apparently.
Oh.
Yeah.
You mean so what you're saying is Matt Hardy has more talent than Kenny Omega? Hey-o!
Bing!
Well, it's like if you ever watch Mario Kart Double Dash when Mario's forming the fireball.
Yeah. That's something that Kenny Omega would love to do.
Yeah.
And the Young Bucks together.
Hello. Well, I knew we were missing our obligatory "fuck the buck" segment.
Yeah. We got it now. Fuck the Bucks.
Later. I will get into that later.
During the closing segments, but yeah, we'll continue. So yeah, reminiscing the old WCW King of the Road match, you have Matt Hardy and Abyss fighting on the back of a semi, while Something Weed and Crazy, who transforms into Widow with a magic umbrella, as in he takes the umbrella, opens it, closes it back up again, and now he's Widow. And him and Crazy Steve start finding their way back to the arena.
Now, hopefully he won't turn into Junkie Jeff, get rolled up and pinned.
Hey, I think there's only so much water in the lake of reincarnation.
Well, it worked one time, right?
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
That's the same thing I screamed out. Like, hopefully he doesn't turn into Victory Road 11, Jeff.
That would be a poetic way to end TNA. But yeah, eventually Matt and Abyss come back, fight their way back to the ring as well. They do the old school Hardy spot of whispering the
Poetry in motion, into the twist of fate, into the Swanton bomb. But this wasn't enough to take down the monster. So they decide to get hardcore and bring in not 1, but 2 planks of wood with barbed wire.
Actually, they're so broke it was poster board. It wasn't even wood.
Spray painted construction paper with plastic. Yeah.
We're talking about a company that I assume until recently was several $1 million in the hole. Anyway, Abyss also brings in another friend, a familiar black bag for those who watched the Ambrose Jericho match, thumbtacks.
Oh, yay.
That's always fun. Good for the kids to watch.
So Abyss sprinkles one of the boards with thumbtacks, threatening to throw Matt Hardy into it. Matt escapes, hits the side effect on Abyss with the thumbtack board, plants the other board on top of Abyss like a hardcore sandwich, and drops an elbow from the top rope with it all.
Randy Savage would be proud.
Exactly. And believe it or not, this still wasn't enough to bring down the monster, as he still somehow kicks out. Or was it this the point where Rosemary came back?
Yeah,
no,
she botched the run-in.
Watched the run-in.
Oh,
she was break up the count, and she got caught up in the ropes.
So Abyss had to kick out.
It was kind of like we're gonna go back to
WrestleMania 8. when Papa Shango had to take a piss and Sid kicked out of the leg drop.
Anyway.
It's literally what happened. Look it up, folks.
So after a few neck to the chair shots, when they open up the chair, then drive, in this case Crazy Steve, into the turnbuckle, then a twist of hate with the chair, they bring out the Jeff Hardy edition ladder.
Can I say one thing about that? About guys taking that spot with the whole, the chair being put around your head and thrown into the freaking ring post.
Yeah.
You have to be a complete and total idiot to take a spot like.
Yeah, because that's steel right on top of your sternum in the end.
No, I'm talking about when he had the chair around Steve's neck.
Oh, damn.
Like, the front of it was around Steve's neck. And Jeff grabbed the legs of the chair and freaking jammed him into the turn post at one time during the match. And I'm like, why the hell would you let someone do that to you?
So we continue. So, of course, Matt allows Jeff to indulge in his addiction. Jeff climbs up to the top rope and climbs up to the top of the ladder. And this is where my YouTube feed fucks up. But I assume he jumped off of a swanton.
He basically, Steve's laying on two tables. Jeff is up top. Matt decides to let Jeff indulge. Jeff hits a beautiful swanton onto the table, not on Crazy Steve at all. And gets.
Well, I guess after having his neck jammed about twice, I think anything would have just pinned Crazy Steve.
Because it honestly looked like he legit hurt Steve with that one spot.
And so the Hardys celebrating with Reppy Sky, who did come back to finish off Rosemary with a powerbomb through the table, and King Maxwell celebrate their victory of the Great War, and are now your TNA Tag Team Champions.
Bottom line, folks, Broken Hardys is one of the best things going in the business right now.
And it's probably the only reason TNA has been sold for lesser than it probably is already.
Chastise me for it or whatever, I honestly think it's one of the most entertaining things in the business today.
So yeah,
that man made me spend $30 for a pay-per-view.
And it was probably the only reason that pay-per-view had people coming to it. Because like I said, the audience reaction between that and almost the rest of the show was night and day.
Yeah, they ate it up. They loved it. It was over the top, and it was entertaining as hell.
There you go.
Which is going to ask a question: how are you going to top this next time? Because you're
going to top it by splitting the company and starting to fuck off.
Well, if the Hardys are the last officially recognized TNA Tag Team Champions, you know what? That's a good way to end that title run.
Yeah, and then you just start it over. Say, we have deleted the company. Sorry, wrong show.
So we had other matches at this pay-per-view. John, you can take back over.
Okay. Gail Kim defeats Maria Kanellis. What a surprise.
Which sucks because Maria's a better talent.
Maria actually...
Go
ahead.
And then here comes Cody Rhodes, whatever they call him now.
You can't call him Rhodes, baby.
I just did.
You can't call him Rhodes, baby.
So this
WWE owns it.
So this episode is flagged for copyright by the WWE. I know who to blame.
Yeah.
Already, yeah.
And of course, the actual main event: Bobby Lashley defeats EC3 for the TNA title.
Bobby Rashley sounds about correct. I wonder what kind of rash he has. See, at least I can work with the mispronunciation. See,
there you go.
I don't even know if I want to call that mispronunciation.
Exactly. Well, I mean, that's like Crash of Champions,
Which wound up being the Crash of Champions.
Someone's always watching your back on this show, Ty.
I know. So we have No Mercy coming up, and I guess we'll get to the predictions. But first, I'm actually going to open the sheet live, so I don't forget to put them in this time.
There you go.
Yeah, I didn't get no credit for my fucking picks at night.
I'll go back to the original episode and put in all the picks probably tomorrow when I get home from work.
Yes, because I was the only person who picked Charlotte. Just want to put that out there.
And you did a good job doing so.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I'm going to have one pinned post at a time. So I have to go all the way down to where the sheet originally was.
Technical difficulties, folks.
Technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen.
Here it is.
Obsolete.
Oh, someone actually filled out all the things. So I guess thanks, Reed, if you're out there listening to this.
Yeah, because I don't know shit about that, so I didn't do it.
All right. So our first match. So I guess once again we'll do this from importance to level, starting with, I guess, Carmella versus Nikki Bella.
Who the hell cares?
And why do you think I'm starting with this particular match?
Hell, I mean, my poop is more important than the both of them. But if I had to pick, geez, has Nikki Bella had any significant victories?
Not yet.
Not really.
So I get the feeling that may be the start. So I'll pick Nikki on this one. As much as I would like Carmella to win, I'm going to pick Nikki to win this one.
All right.
Same
I'm
for
going to
me.
pick Nikki myself.
Look, I know you want I know you want to pick her nose, but who are you picking for the match?
So I'm going to pick Nikki Bella.
All right, then I guess I'll know. I'll actually break the streak and pick Carmella. They might actually be trying to give her some hope.
I want to pick Carmella, but considering the fact the total plastic, total Bella, starts this
Only
week.
one of them got surgery.
Oh, that whole family is fake.
Well, true, one of them is married to John Laurinaitis. Anyway.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
But like I said, I know Nikki's gonna win.
And I have to say, has anyone shown the Bella's mother the dynamic dudes?
If
Someone
Because I'm sure she'd leave in an instant once she figured out he was one half of the dynamic dudes.
if that
Actually, what we should do is make a special episode of me bringing her that video that Punk did about him at the Slammies a couple years ago.
Oh gosh.
Ah, yes.
With You Got the Touch playing in the background.
Oh boy, I assume this is going to be the pre-show match, but I'm going to use this anyway. Baron Corbin versus Jack Swagger. Given how the last match ended, how do you think this one's going to go? My money's on Corbin this time, so I could at least try and make it a best of 3.
I'm going with Swagger, just because I'm a fan of his. I liked Corbin at first, but he's gotten boring fast.
That one's going to be tough. I think it depends on who they want to protect more, and their protection is more towards Corbin at this point, just because he has that stupid ass trophy. I like the trophy, but they just put it on the wrong guy. I think that it's really weird. The people that have gotten that trophy have gone into obscurity. I mean, look what happened to Cesaro. Look what happened. Fuck, Big Show finally won that trophy, didn't he?
Yeah, Big Show and Cesaro, the only 2 other champions.
Or the only other 2, right? Now look at Corbin. It's the curse of Andre, I guess you could say, because they aren't promoting shit right.
It's the wrestling equivalent of the Madden curse, though. I'm still trying to wait for that Madden curse to affect the Patriots, but
that's why they haven't put. Have they put anybody on the Patriots for Madden? Anyway,
the cover boy is one of the Patriots. Then again, my team is 1-3. I don't think we're ever going to do anyone right now, but that's a different show. Go ahead.
That's a different show. So, if they really want to protect Corbin, this would be a good way to do it. I think that clearing up the mishap that happened on SmackDown would be a good idea, and I think they could do it a number of ways. I'm going to go with Corbin on this one.
All right.
As much as I like Swagger.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Corbin myself, too.
Okay, next match. The real Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt. Are our picks from Backlash just going to transfer over to this one?
For me,
going to win.
Say again?
Orton's going to win.
Orton's going to win.
Yeah. Anyone try and be the outlier, or Orton across the board?
I'll be the outlier. I'll pick Bray. That'd be interesting if he won. Particularly if you describe the way he left the trailer. If the actual Sister Abigail comes back and he brings in a new team and it helps out Bray Wyatt, that could help. I don't trust creative, but I'm going to lower my shields for this one. I'm going to pick Bray.
All right.
Now that you're it like that, I'm still gonna go with Orton, but can I put an asterisk that I think that Luke Harper's gonna come back on Sunday?
All right, I'll put the asterisk right. Yeah, as soon as I find the 8 key on my keyboard. Okay.
There we go.
And now the asterisk is in. Championship.
I told you I come up with this shit just by taking a dump, and I think about 15 seconds. I'm like, oh, okay, you can do it that way.
You got to get that marked and put on a T-shirt, brother.
Anyway, career versus title match: Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz. I don't see Ziggler retiring. I think this is finally going to be the moment he finally drops The Miz and puts an end to that IC title run. Only to lose on SmackDown again, but Ziggler.
I also pick Ziggler.
I'm going with Ziggler 100%. I don't see them doing the whole career-ending thing with him. I'm sure you'll probably see the freaking Spirit Squad boys show up again at the pay-per-view and all that stuff like that. But bottom line is Ziggler's going to get the W.
So you think you're going to see Douchebag and George Steele show up?
Yeah, Douchebag and George Steele.
John?
Because of the rumors going around and everything that they want to make him a road agent, I'm going to say Miz gets the win.
Ooh, Miz. Okay. I can't see Ziggler as a road agent, but those are rumors. Alexa Harley Quinn Bliss versus Becky Lynch for the SmackDown Women's Championship. God damn.
This match is going to be the show stealer.
I know. That's why I'm having a hard time picking a winner at this time.
It's too early for Becky to lose the title right now. I'm going with Becky Lynch.
Oh no, I'm definitely going with Becky, but Alexa hasn't. Every week that girl gets better. Every week you see the improvement. Her movement in the ring is much more crisp. That Total Bliss twisting moonsault that she does is work of art. I'm not being
so far everything about Alexa Bliss is better than everything that Amber Moon does.
Well, Amber Moon is on developmental for a reason.
Amber Moon is god awful.
I only saw one Amber Moon match, and that's when she used that twisting stunner thing, and that was it.
And she almost killed Billy Kay. Yeah, that's.
Anyway, I'm gonna go with Becky Lynch too.
Oh, I'm totally going for Becky.
I can see a moment when.
But who do you think's going to win the match?
I can see a moment where Bliss will eventually beat Becky, but for now, I see Becky retaining just to retain more credibility in the match, what do we call it? John?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Becky Lynch because it's too early for her to drop the belt. Then again, I don't trust creative either.
You see that, bro? You gotta steal in your stuff.
Oh, I know, but it means you guys are being taught well.
Where the hell's Reed? Oh yeah, that's right. He's looking at boobies.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's getting some puss.
2 in the stink. 2 in the pink, 1 in the stink.
I assume Reed will fill out his picks before the show. Anyways, tag team championships: Slater and Rhino versus the evil, I guess improved Usos.
Homie G Usos.
I say American Alpha is going to get involved somehow to fuck the Usos over. So Slater and Rhino is my current pick.
What, as opposed to fucking the Usos over? Yeah, I'm going to go Slater Rhino also. It's too early to break up the tag team. They're riding high right now. Their merch sales are up, obviously, based on what you guys have been saying. Slater Rhino to go over.
When you see a 6-year-old wearing a shirt that says I've got kids in the front row of SmackDown, they're over. It would be. I know they eventually want to set up an Usos American Alpha Tag Team title feud. I can totally see that happening. But for right now, let Slater and Rhino do their thing. I pick Slater and Rhino. I want to see them hold the belts a little bit longer.
And the other thing about that is they really need to build the tag team division on SmackDown. The more tag teams you have that are built up that have nothing to do with the titles, the better. Then you can bring them into the title picture. Have a good stable of tag teams. You can then start switching the titles around to other teams. It's not time yet. It's too early.
Exactly.
John?
I'm gonna choose the Usos because,
It's a must.
I think Slater and Rhino was a one-off to get Slater a contract, and the Usos are starting to gain steam. So I say the Usos.
All right, and now for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
Excuse me, sir.
Okay.
You forgot.
I did.
We also have the in-ring debut of Kurt Hawkins. 100% going for Kurt Hawkins.
Kurt Hawkins is going to win. I don't care if his opponent is.
It needs to be. Sir. It needs to be mentioned.
Okay, I'll put it in the notes. Kurt Hawkins versus question mark.
Gilberg.
I'd watch that for $1.
How about $10 a month on the WWE Network? Anyway,
$9.99, sir. You're
$9.99. I'm off by a penny. I do apologize. I'm misrepresenting. $9.99. At least that's what it said on my bank account when they took that out.
So I assume we're all going to assume Hawkins is going to squash whatever victim they put in front of him.
Yep.
Unless the Undertaker comes out, I think he's going to win.
Teddy Long's not sick the Undertaker on him.
He's not a heel, remember? Or at least not confirmed as one yet. Okay, now for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship of the World. The phenomenal AJ Styles will defend against the lunatic fringe Dean Ambrose and the former face that runs the place, John Cena. Who will win this? My vote's on Styles because I see Ambrose chasing again for a while, and like I said earlier, I don't see them having him tie Ric Flair on less than a minute of rinky-dink pay-per-view. They're going to wait for one of the big four to do it. And
I'll go. I think that AJ Styles is going to retain.
I agree. I think AJ's going to retain the title. It sets up a good feud either way.
AJ's the man right now. AJ's merch is selling very well, and he's supposed to be the bad guy here. Ambrose has gotten very, very stale. And I don't think, like Mr. Salter said, they're not going to have Ric Flair's record get broken on a last-minute monthly pay-per-view. If it happens, it'll probably happen at Survivor Series or even the Rumble. I just want to see AJ keep the belt for a while. I'm picking AJ.
So most of our picks are pretty much the same, I guess. Well, most of them. We do have some outliers. We still have to wait for Reed to put in his picks. Once he, of course, passed form of boobies.
Once he's done. Once he's watching the jumblies, yes.
Hopefully he doesn't let her listen to this.
He will, and he'll give us shit for it, and that's fine. We'll give him shit right back.
Hopefully his girlfriend
you having a real life.
Hopefully
talking wrestling with us.
Hopefully his girlfriend doesn't listen to this. That's what I'm afraid of. Like, we want him to keep his girlfriend. Okay, so any side notes before we go to the match recommendations?
Well, there's one thing that I need to get off of my chest.
Go ahead.
Ring of Honor had a show this weekend. When I seen the lineup, I was like, This looks like it's going to be good. The tag team title match featured two of my favorite guys that are in the business today, Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian, defending their tag team titles against the Motor City Machine Guns and the Young Fucks. A three-way tag team ladder match. Oh, you know something? It's going to be a spot fest. I know the Bucks are going to be there to get their stupid super kick shit in. But I don't think they're going to take the belts off of freaking... I forget what they called them on ROH. Did any of you guys know what they call Kazarian and Daniels?
Are they still the Dirty Heels?
No, they were that in TNA. They gave them a different name.
Oh.
I forget what. I think it's like the Revolution or some shit like that. I'm not sure.
Sounds about right.
But yeah, the fucking Young Bucks went over.
So now they're the ROH Tag Team Champions.
So now I officially am no longer going to watch ROH until they lose the belts.
Sinclair Broadcasting, we already know how bad you are due to all the shit that Jim Cornette talked about. Now you got worse shit on you. You got these two idiots on there.
And remember, Sinclair was one of the front runners to try to buy TNA.
Well, so in other words, they spend all that money trying to get somebody from Japan who will only be over for 2 months anyway.
Yeah.
Well, who they get?
Once their shit comedy Gaga matches, no one's gonna give a damn about the belts anymore.
Who are they going to make world champion? Joey Ryan?
Don't give them any ideas, Will.
Adam Cole's in there.
Adam Cole's actually a good wrestler.
He's associated with them.
I just know him from What Culture?
He's associated with them though. They're like fucking Teddy Hart. When you're associated with that cancer that is fucking Teddy Hart,
oh god,
no one takes you seriously. Look at poor Jack Evans.
And Teddy Hart had like a very short-lived career in WWE before even they got sick of him.
Well, yeah, he didn't. He barely even made it on television.
Let me tell you something. Considering past situations, me and Teddy Hart can be an entire episode of the freaking podcast.
If we ever have a super dull week of wrestling, we'll just pin that in as like,
oh, fuck you, buddy.
Lou's opinion on Teddy Hart. And hell, if I knew that, given we only did an hour this week, we could have done it tonight. But go ahead.
He's a cancer. I see the Young Bucks as the same way. They only bring down the people they associate with to push themselves up.
So they're the new Clique.
No, because the Clique while the Clique did bring people down, they also tried to bring the product up.
Oh, John. Sorry, Ty. Stop watching the new WWE Blu-rays that glorify the Clique.
Good point. I'm sorry.
I was about to say, I mean, at least, the Clique actually had talent. You had Shawn Michaels who could actually work, and then you had, another guy who had chains that could actually work, and then you had a real tall guy that could be there. He had charisma. Like I said, be there. Yeah.
Not to mention Sean Waltman is one of the freaking premier. At one time, was a pioneer in light heavyweight wrestling in the United States.
Absolutely.
Look back to Global feud with Jerry Lynn.
Absolutely. Sean Waltman had the drive there. He just got involved in a whole bunch of shit that. And fortunately, he learned from that. And good for him.
I'm telling you, kiddos, if you only know Sean Waltman as X-Pac, please go back and watch his matches with Jerry Lynn.
Especially from Global.
Yeah, the entire feud from Global. Oh. But, yeah, that was my fuck the Bucks rant. They're the ROH tag
Fuck the Bucks has
something to do with fucking ROH.
I guess that shows the condition of ROH. Are they still on the Pop TV or whatever?
I don't know. I even get Pop TV here, but I haven't seen hide nor hair of fucking...
They're on Access. That network that Mark Cuban owns.
Wait, what? So they're on. But that's DirecTV
Aren't
only.
they, John? Or correct me if I'm wrong.
Because
I have no
Axis
idea.
is where the former show Inside MMA was because they just
We
stopped
have
doing that.
access on FiOS, but the thing is that yeah, I don't think they're on Access. I know they're on New England Sports Network because that's where I watch them from.
Because I know, what the hell is it? I know one of the feds is on Access. I believe it's New Japan.
It's New Japan. Yeah, New Japan is
Yeah,
on
New
Access.
Japan.
Okay, I'm sorry about that then.
So I guess we go on to the recommendations. I actually have a wrestling match
Yay!
for recommendations today. Holy crap!
And, even I have a recommendation, though you can't find it on the network. You probably find this much faster on YouTube. It's a match from Raw 11 years ago, featuring one of the people coming back, some hopefully by the Royal Rumble. I'm talking about, and we also talked about the Click earlier, Shelton Benjamin versus Shawn Michaels. This is probably just personally one of my favorite matches because it's literally the old guard versus the new guard with very similar styles.
Oh, the one from the Gold Rush tournament, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's on the network. It should be.
Well, I know it's probably on the network, but it's also on WWE's YouTube channel in full. The official date is the Raw. The official date is from. The official date is Raw, Monday Night Raw, May 2nd, 2005. If you're going on the network, though. And I'll let you go on with your recommendations now. Go ahead.
All right, who wants to? I guess I'm going next. Well, this one we'll go away from the 21st century and actually go back 30 years. This was actually a recommended match from another podcast that I watch, and there are two ways to watch it on YouTube. One without any sound whatsoever, and the other one without any sound whatsoever. But you have Brian Lass and Jim Cornette talking about it. And what it is it's an old match from the 1970s, back in March. What you need to look up is the Texas Outlaws, which is a young Dusty Rhodes and Dick Murdoch versus the Stomper and Ben Justice for the tag team titles. And this was on 8mm film, so it was kind of shitty the way it programmed. But oh my gosh, I actually just watched this about an hour and a half ago, just before the show started. And this is not the Dusty Rhodes I'm familiar with. Dusty Rhodes is moving around like a light heavyweight. I mean, he wasn't big and burly either at that point in time. He was already in the shape that he was. But I mean, he's backflipping from drop kicks. He's getting hit over the top rope onto the floor. Dusty could bump. Mm-hmm. Dusty could really bump in the 70s, and that was and this was his heel run with Dick Murdoch before he became the American Dream. So I totally recommend watching this match. Just look it up on YouTube. Texas Outlaws versus Stomper and Ben Justice. There are two ways to watch it. I'd probably recommend the one with the commentary, just because watching the match with no sound is a bit boring, but it's very, very, very good. So go watch it, guys. You get to see an early Dusty Rhodes being banged around and jumping over ropes like Rey Mysterio.
Go ahead, John. Go.
Okay. My recommendation is actually on YouTube also. It's part of a bigger card. It's the Madison Square Garden card from April 29th, 1974. But the match on there is Bruno Sammartino versus Killer Kowalski. That's basically the match that introduced me to Bruno and obviously the wild style that they were used to be known for. Where basically Bruno gets the crap beaten out of him. He makes his comeback. The fans go nuts. They wind up beating the crap out of each other. And, of course, everyone, their mother enters the ring, tries to separate them. That's pretty much how all Bruno matches used to end. But it was actually very good. The drama of it, to me, was made it one of Bruno's best matches.
Awesome stuff. All right, the one that I'm going to go for is pretty simple. Surprise, surprise, it's another Hogan match.
Uh-oh.
But a lot of people do talk about the Bash of the Beach 94 match where Hogan made his debut for WCW and ended up beating Flair for the title. The match that I'm recommending is the rematch from the Clash of Champions 24. Before the match, Hogan came out for a promo. He gets attacked from behind by the masked man, Brother Booty.
Oh, no.
I mean, yeah, it led to the worst Starrcade ever.
Hogan
but the match
versus Brother Brutai.
Yeah. The match between him and Flair on this show is possibly the best match the two guys had against each other. My personal opinion, of course.
Well, they were both still closer to their prime back then.
But I mean, the match.
I don't think Ric Flair doesn't have a prime. He's
like his body gave out before his ability to wrestle in his prime did.
The only thing I have to say about that one is go back to the match with him and Sting from TNA.
Like 3 more weeks, lose, and we'll have another D recommendation day.
That's a D recommendation.
3 more weeks. Hey, I put my first D recommendation as Hogan, the Mega Powers versus the Alliance. So yeah,
It's an awesome match. Shame on you.
boo. Anything else you want to add, fellas?
Delete.
Oh, I didn't know we were talking about TNA's future again.
I just thought they were exterminated, not deleted. But hey, whatever.
They're both.
I'm also excited for that Dusty Rhodes tag tournament this year. Looking at the teams, huh?
Oh yeah.
Oh, geez, yeah. I think they shouldn't use the word classic because now it's becoming a buzzword. But I mean, tag team tournament would have worked fine. But still, the fact that they got Kota to come back to work with Hideo Itami for whatever the fuck, I forget who the hell they're facing, but who gives a shit? It's going to be a good match.
Is Kota Itami in the same room?
And it gives Kota Ibushi some more exposure that he needs here in the States. Mm-hmm. And really it also builds Hideo up because he'll eventually, I'm sure, what would be a fantastic match. Just throw him up against Shinsuke. Just do it. It would work so well.
Well, I don't know if you know this or not. Sorry to break away from me mentioning the tournament, but when NXT's doing their shows in Japan, have you seen what the main event's going to be?
No.
Oh.
Seriously?
Nakamura versus Ibushi. No, not Ibushi. Yeah, Kenta.
Oh, and they're actually going to call him Kenta.
Kenta.
That's the thing. Are they actually going to call him Kenta?
He's one of the guys I'll always just call him Kenta. There's certain guys who know them by their one name. That's what I'm called.
Yeah.
The crowd's going to chant Kenta anyway.
The fact that
they're not. It's Japanese audience. They're gonna sit there and go whoa and then clap.
Whoa!
But we know that Funaki is going to get some great work at that point in time.
Oh, yeah. He's going to be about as excited as Vince McMahon watching Big Cass versus Braun Strowman.
Oh, God.
No, Big Cass versus Braun Strowman versus Baron Corbin in a triple threat.
Which is sad, which is horrible. That sucks, because...
It's kind of sad when Big Cass, the newest wrestler in the trio, is actually the better one.
Hey, Hunter, just leave the Vaseline on my desk.
Anything else?
Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Tournament.
Say again?
Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Tournament. I'm excited to see Glorious 10. The fact that Ty Dillinger and Bobby Roode are going to be a tag team should be amazing. Rumors going around, Ari's mystery partner is going to be Mr. fucking Backbreaker Roderick Strong. Generation Next reunion. That should be epic. The fact that Swan is teaming with No Way Jose.
Who's actually greatly improved since when he first got to NXT. And I thought he's going to be one of those one-off gimmicks that died the second he even
Hi,
goes
Adam
near
Rose.
Say again?
I said, hi, Adam Rose, when you said one-off gimmicks that died.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, I met Adam Rose at my job, and he was actually a really nice guy.
Oh.
Even though I kind of snickered when he went and bought a beer, considering everything that went into his release. Oh, that was...
Anyway, but yeah, beyond the dancing line, he really had an upturn. I don't know if he's ready for the main roster yet, but I see his future looking a lot brighter than he did when he came in.
The entrance for him and Swan is going to be worth the price of admission for that tournament.
Oh, yeah.
The whole Congalon with Swan doing his dancing. Believe me, that's going to be worth the price of admission for that tournament. I'm really looking forward to it. All 16 teams look amazing.
And we'll probably we will cover it, of course, since that's also part of the NXT broadcast. And to be honest, that was the big thing of this week's NXT. Well, last week, since this week's is on as we speak.
Because also Serenity is supposed to be... What is that? Is that the name of the group? Someone correct me if I'm wrong. Sanity, they're going to be debuting.
They're a tag team.
In the tournament. Yeah, they're officially debuting in the tournament. I don't want to be a dick and spoil who it is for anybody, so...
But I assume they're really good. It's going to be worth the wait.
It's going to be interesting.
Well, that was actually a little out of order because that pretty much covered NXT for this week.
That's all right. That's all right. We're okay. We have. I got nothing.
We are professionals here.
Professional what?
One thing we forgot to mention in the news section.
Oh, what's that?
About El Patron missing his return to AAA.
Oh, right.
This is true, but he did have a legitimate reason.
Didn't he also get
stabbed
stabbed?
by a prospect.
Wait, what? What was that last? I was saying he got stabbed, and then you say he got stabbed by a what?
By a crazy man.
They said he got stabbed by a prostitute. What I read.
Oh,
was it a prostitute or was it a crazy man? Because it was a prostitute.
But now what they're saying is that there were no stabbing reports the whole weekend. So who knows?
Well, he does get stabbed if you've seen the picture.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe it happened that he didn't report it because of his fame, but what I read was it was some prostitute that he had relations with in the past.
In the past, I thought it was something new. I was like, wait.
Apparently, it was someone that he dealt with in the past, and she was with her new boyfriend, and they recognized him, and he did the whole, I don't know who the hell you are, get the hell away from me, and then they attacked him.
Alberto Del Rio, Alberto El Patron.
El Patron. Just say Mr. Rodriguez or whatever the fuck his real name is.
Like they said in the press statement, Mr. Rodriguez.
Like Mr. Rodriguez, and the career continues.
That's freaking insane, though.
Yeah, really.
Did you guys
remember Jamie Noble got stabbed too?
Yes, he did.
Collapsed low?
How's he doing?
He's doing better. I mean, considering he's been stabbed, he's done better.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean. As in, is he still in the hospital? Is he moving around?
No. But they said that he got attacked out in front of his house. He got out and got into an argument with somebody. The guys got out of the car. One of them had a knife, and they stabbed him 3 times.
What kind of crazy world are we living in nowadays?
He actually put up the pictures recently. I was looking at them just before we got on the podcast, matter of fact.
Well, hopefully they caught the dude.
Fucked up world we live in.
Thankfully, we have this podcast to at least alleviate the nice hour or 2 hours of the day and everybody else's day. So, thank you for listening.
Yeah. And just so that way, I'm going to end this out on this note. Watch that. Because I want that cancer to spread in your head.
What did you just post?
I have no fucking idea.
Let me open this up.
A horrible, horrible thing from the mind
Don't
of
open
Jimmy
it. It's
Hart.
the American Male's theme.
I saw the I saw the title and I backed off.
Those two guys were also better workers than Randy Orton.
Oh, that's wrong. But
Especially at that, what was his gimmick name? Fluff Fagwell?
oh, Buff.
Yep.
Oh,
Fluff.
God.
Yeah, he's an exotic dancer now, folks.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he's a freaking, he's a gigolo. No shit, look it up. So that when you die and people go through your Google history, they can see that you looked up Buff Bagwell gigolo.
That's what incognito mode is for, ladies and gentlemen.
He charges old broads $20,000 to hang out with them for the weekend.
And if you want to be extra careful, use a VPN.
Oh man, well,
that's something to leave the show off on.
Yep.
Buff Bagwell the Gigolo. Well, that might be next week's title card.
remember, Reed, don't be silly. Put a hat on that Willie.
Yep.
Any other closing statements?
Fuck the Bucks.
Yeah, get that one. And fuck the Bucks.
For myself, for Lou, for Will, for John, and for Reed, who I honestly hope your girlfriend isn't listening to this going, hey, these are my friends.
Let her listen to it. Be a man.
We want him to keep his girlfriend. Or
Hey, John, I'm you so man.
BRGIL.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening and good night. Ending the show.
Movies.